I still remember the day I found out she wasn't just gone. She had faked her own death. And if that wasn't enough, she had framed me for stealing thousands from her, making it look like I was the villain in my own life. 2 years later, she appeared at my apartment door, acting like nothing had happened. What happened next was the sweetest justice I could have ever imagined. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you loved and underestimated, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and comment below if you've ever had someone try to ruin your life. Because this story isn't just about revenge. It's about making sure justice is served perfectly. Let's dive in. It all started 2 years ago. At first, everything seemed normal, maybe even perfect. She was smart, charming, the kind of person who could make any room feel alive. I trusted her completely. I mean, how could I not? She became my world. But beneath that charm, something darker was growing. One night, I noticed her acting strangely. Little things at first, disappearing for hours. Vague excuses about work or friends. Tiny inconsistencies in her stories. I brushed it off, telling myself I was being paranoid. But then came the shock that would change my life forever. A text from a mutual friend that read simply, "I'm so sorry about your loss. Loss, my world's fun." I couldn't comprehend it. I called her. I went to her apartment. It was empty. The locks had been changed. There was no note, no sign, nothing. My mind raced. What had happened? The police were involved, and soon I learned the truth that made my stomach drop. She had faked her own death, and somehow they were pointing at me. Apparently, during her disappearance, thousands of dollars had gone missing from her bank account. All signs pointed to me. My fingerprints were on the scene. Small traces left innocently over time, coffee cups, a pen that she had deliberately staged to frame me. Every friend and family member I trusted started to look at me differently. Some whispered, some outright accused me. I remember the nights I spent awake, pacing my apartment, my chest tight, my hands shaking. I didn't just feel betrayed, I felt violated. My trust, my love, my life, all manipulated. I imagined her, somewhere out there, smiling at the chaos she had created. Anger surged, a hot, consuming fire. But I knew that I had to stay calm. I couldn't let her win by letting my emotions ruin me. Weeks turned into months. I hired a private investigator quietly, never letting anyone know. Every detail she left behind was a breadcrumb, and I was determined to follow them. I traced every online transaction, every connection, every friend she had claimed she would never betray. It was meticulous, tedious work, but it was worth it. Finally, the pieces started to come together. She hadn't gone far. She was living under a fake identity, moving between cities, taking advantage of anyone she could manipulate. And the worst part? She still thought she could come back into my life as if nothing had happened. That arrogance, that sheer audacity, was the spark I needed. 2 years later, on an ordinary Thursday evening, she appeared, standing outside my apartment door, looking exactly like she used to, confident, expectant, like I was supposed to welcome her back. My heart didn't skip a beat. I didn't panic, but my mind raced, plotting. I opened the door, keeping my expression neutral. She tried the charm, that same sly smile, the soft, "I just wanted to see you." But I didn't flinch. Instead, I let her talk. I let her weave her excuses, her lies, her half apologies. And all the while, I was recording everything, every word, every slip, every fragment that could tie her back to her scams. I played the perfect game, calm, polite, almost inviting ... until the trap snapped. I had arranged for law enforcement to be nearby, discreet but ready. And then came the moment I had been waiting for. She reached into her bag, casually, or so she thought, and I saw the telltale evidence, stolen items, her fake IDs, and a notebook detailing how she had framed me. I didn't have to chase her, yell, or confront her directly. I simply pointed to the recording. the evidence I had collected over months, and said, "Everything is right here." Within minutes, she realized he had walked straight into the trap. Panic replaced her confidence. The arrogance was gone. In that moment, I felt an overwhelming sense of vindication. But not just for me, for anyone who had ever been gaslit, manipulated, or falsely accused. The authorities confirmed everything. She faced charges for fraud, theft, and filing false reports. And I walked away free, stronger, and somehow lighter. Because I didn't just survive the betrayal, I transformed it into justice. The sweetest part wasn't watching her taken away. It was the realization that I had outsmarted her. That every sleepless night, every doubt, every pang of fear had led to a meticulously crafted outcome. She had underestimated me completely, and that underestimation was her undoing. Looking back, the story isn't just about revenge. It's about resilience, about turning chaos into control, and proving that justice doesn't always come immediately, but when it does, it can be profoundly satisfying. The betrayal hurt deeply, but it also taught me one thing: trust your instincts, and never let someone else's manipulations define your life. If you've ever faced betrayal, or someone tried to ruin your life, share your story in the comments, and don't forget to like this video. Subscribe for more stories where justice is not only served, but crafted with precision. And remember, the sweetest revenge is the one where you stay calm, smart, and utterly uncheckable.